I think. It is indeed. Welcome, Tyler. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at the draft here for game one. And teams are getting into game two right now. So we're about a game behind them. So we should, depending on how the series goes, be just a game behind them the rest of the way. Okay. And who is messaging me? Sorry, give me just a second here. I have to respond with a snarky message. Okay. All right. Talk about the draft here for game one. LG on the left, PFT on the right. Dana, Ari, Caitlin, Seraphina, Mumu. Lots of Amumu bands. The other team that gets Amumu bands. Bang Banger Series, let's go. What's up, Jeff? Smolder bands. Varus first pick, pretty common. Rakan and Volibear. Ooh, Volibear. Is that a Volibear jungle? Do we have another Volibear jungle enjoyer here on PFT? Perhaps. And then Poppy Jacks. Look like it's gonna be Poppy support based on the rest of the picks, but they didn't know that at the time. And then Jack's jungle, I guess. Okay, interesting. And it's gonna be the Draven. Ooh, that's a tough. I don't like picking Draven into Varus. That's gonna be spooky. And some more late round bands, lots of mid laners, nobody cares. It's gonna be Scion, countered by the Orange, so double tank top lane, snooze fest. And then in the mid lane, it's gonna be Azir versus Vlad, so two scaling champions. I'm not sure which I like better. I feel like Vlad should win that matchup pretty handily, but Azir has a lot more playmaking, so that might be more useful. So let me go ahead and get game one loaded up here real quick. Give me my spoiler blocker. And the nice part about watch partying, a game behind, is we can hop right into it. Oh, did I? Okay, I thought I clicked it. Where's the caster? What do you mean, where's the caster? I'm right here. Why are you being weird? Am I not in the... I mean, I'm not in the casting booth, but I'm here. I had to mute the stream on my phone real quick to see if you were gaslighting me, but nope, I'm here. Maybe turn your sound up. All right, and here we go. Is caster talking? You guys are trolls. You guys are all trolls.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I listened back to some of the cast myself. I can hear it. You guys are trolling. It's not even Eric the one trolling me. See, and now I know. See it? Gave it away, Tyler. You can hear me because you're responding to me. Oh, help if I. There we go. You are hearing voices. Da, 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 da. I have subtitles on. Mr. Cookie, very aware of the custom game pinging tech. And here we go. Both junglers are going to start topside this time. I might need to turn up my voice a little bit. It did seem a bit quiet when I was listening to the last cast, but let me know if you guys think it's too quiet. For realsies, no trolling. I imagine this game will be pretty slow everywhere except the bot lane. Mid are both scaling picks, top are both tanks. So I imagine this game will revolve around the bottom lane, which are both quite strong early on. I mean, I might have spoken too soon. They're getting kind of scrappy up there in the top lane. Barrett's is going to go for the solo kill. I don't think he's going to get it, though. Sion will be just fine. We might have some early plays in the bot lane. Jungler's going to meet at the Scuttle Crab. Volibear lying in wait for Jack to start. Oop, no, he's just going to go for it. I would have waited for Jackson maybe use a cooldown or two on the Scuttle before going in, but he does have Smite, so I guess I get going earlier rather than later, and they are going to get his flash. He does have Smite, so I get... Jack's jungle's a pretty Chad pick. I agree. I'm glad we don't see more Jacks. That champion's disgusting. Ooh. Nice poke by the Vlad there. Takes a couple tower shots for it, but he should be fine. Ooh! I think he telegraphed a little too hard by popping Ghost. If he had just done Flash instead of Ghost, he might have gotten away with that. But by ghosting, he made it super obvious what he was doing, and Vizier able to flash in time and avoid the E. So well played by Chaos. Pray for fight at drag. I feel ya. But yeah, that feels real bad if you're the Vlad. You blow both your sums and you die and don't even get a kill. That is a toughie. Direct the camera really wants to watch this top lane play for some reason. There it goes. Ooh. Mr. Cookie held his Q a little too long, and now Barrett's is going to go for the all-in, but he's going to miss the Ornn ultimate! And so that should be enough for Mr. Cookie to escape, I would think. especially with the cookies here. And indeed, it well, no, he's going to have Azir coming up to help now. And he doesn't have flash, so actually I think he's going to go down here unless he pulls off a really crazy ult escape. And he will not. So that will be a second kill over for LG. Azir being smart and going straight for the Oblivion Orb right away. Very good. However, Volibear is going to go ahead and grab the jungle while the enemy team was off chasing his top laner. So, in the end, it works out. Oh, and then hold on, our first rewind of the game! I know you guys were excited. Does Poppy go for a stun here? She does, but it's a little too slow, and it doesn't end up stunning him to the wall. And that's going to be a kill over for the Draven, and able to be saved from the Recon shield as well. Oh yeah, very unfortunate that the Poppy flash E combo was just a little too slow, and that gave him enough time to get out of the stun range, I guess. Like it just barely didn't push him far enough because he had time to react. So tough. Meanwhile, I'm blabbing. Stuff happens here in the mid lane. Looks to be a gank on the Vladimir. And he's going to go ahead and pop W here, but that's a little too early, I think. Oh, do they have the damage to finish him off? They do. And that will be Feed Warfare over for... Oh my goodness. LG. And Jack's jungle. And Azir. You know, Azir's supposed to be a scaling champion, but he's getting involved early. Looking like we're going for lethality Varus this time around, which is something I really don't agree with. This is going to be a very, very tanky PFT team as this game goes on, and lethality Varus is just going to look really, really useless against two tanks, a Vladimir, and an engaged support. It'll basically just be Draven who will heal it up because he has lifesteal. So I really don't like the lethality Varus here. Volibear is going to go ahead and ult over the wall to get to the grub pit, but he was seen by this ward. So they're going to rotate over here. He should be able to get at least one before they have a chance to stop him. He does have flash. He's probably just going to have to bail out of here. Although actually they might like this 3v3. Well, no, okay, not if he goes down that fast. So Volibear's going to go down, and more fortunately, Ornn's going to miss his second part of his ulti again. Missing a bunch of CC there, and now he has to kind of just chase side away from the fight. Meanwhile, they get another kill on Vlad. Poor Vladimir. He's having a rough one. And who got the second grub? I guess LG did, so they left one grub there. I'd like to see Jax go back and get that after that camp, which I think he will. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that trolls Ornn ult on stream. Nah, bro. Trolling Ornn ult on stream is like a beer league classic at this point. Basically, every Ornn player just like misses his ult way too often. It's definitely not just you. You know what it is? They just feel bad for playing such an overpowered champion. They whiff some ults on occasion just to make it more fair, you know? That's all it is. We're going to get a gank here in the top lane, but Sion should be totally fine. Honestly, you could probably fight this. I don't even think he needs to run. Okay, he does if Azir gets here. Ooh, nice flash by Mr. Cookie to avoid the Shurima Shuffle there. Good reaction speed. Ooh, kind of knock of just miss. Yalvari is able to jump in front and tank the Varus ulti, which is huge, and now he's going to be able to ult in return, and Varus just gets the free DPS here. Is he going to be able to finish off the Poppy? No, he will not. Ooh. In the end, nobody ends up dying in the bot lane. Okay. About a 700 goal lead here for LG so far. Wait, hold on. Oh, did Volibear go down behind the tower? Ah, I see. He did the cheeky play, the cheeky gank. This is why. He catches out Poppy right here. I don't know in what universe you would ever back right there as Poppy, but there you go. There'll be a kill for Volibear. I guess she wanted to watch the jungle, but leave the watching to someone who isn't one hit from dying. Volibear going for the more conservative build this game, going through the Roa first, rather than the whatever the speedy item is. What is it called? What is the move speed item they usually go called? I can't remember the name of it at the moment. But yes, I am glad to see he's going for the more tankier, safer, more conservative build, because he's going to need to be this game. Going to get a bit of a catch on the Rakan, but unfortunately the Poppy stun again does not land. Cosmic Drive, yeah, that's what it is. Thank you, Busro. I never build that item, so I forget what it's called. But Volibear's going in deep and ends up actually kind of a weird fight here, but it looks like it's going in LG's favor for now. Although they are kind of getting flanked from the other side, but they actually have a numbers advantage. Until the Saya gets here, it takes a long time for him to get here all the way from top lane, though, so they have to run, and they should be able to escape. And indeed they will. A bit of fighting over here by the river. Sign probably wants to lure him over to his team, if anything. It will be first dragon over to PFT, very late. Or no, that's second dragon, never mind. I was gonna say, I was like, that's a really late first dragon, but no, it's second dragon. Whoops. Sai going for the flank ult gank on his own lane, and it's gonna work. Ornn had no idea that was coming. He just did the kill under his tower. Good job timing it with the minion wave dying so that he would take tower aggro as well. Well done to Mr. Cookie. Well, for a 3-man gank here in the mid lane, very good pull by Vlad, able to dodge all of the CC. And get out of that no problem. That's a certified Vlad moment right there. Champions who can't go untargetable need not apply to avoid that gank. Draven up to 150 stacks, so he'd really like to try to cash that in soon. Volibear is going for the more aggressive second item, though. He is going for the Navori Quick Blades. I think that's fine if you're tankier from Rod of Ages. I will say that having the lethality Varus is going to hurt a lot with dealing with that Volibear, because he's not going to have nearly as good a DPS as the other Varus builds. And I mean, yeah, you can kind of see it already. They just can't do anything to this this Bloodthirster Draven. They just don't have the damage. However, both junglers converging on the bot lane here. Jack's trying to do a sneaky wraparound gank on the lane. Unfortunately, it's just a little too far. Azir might actually get pinched here. Got Vlad trying to get in between him and the tower, but he's actually kind of getting his ass beat while doing that, so he has to back off, even though he had help coming. Oh, but now the Goon Squad is here. Nice Vlad pool, and now the Avengers have arrived. And that's going to be Jax going down, and then Azir. Ooh, nice escape by Azir. He's going to be able to live. I still think it's kind of bullshit that Azir's E works that way, but I think it'd be really shitty if it didn't, so I guess it's fine. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Rift Herald as well as the Feed 'em Monster Slaying here. However, I think they're gonna give up first tower in response. Well, no, they won't. Not quite, at least. So, feats of strength will come down to whoever gets first tower. Looking like it's, if they go forward with this, I would like to just see them kind of push. Okay, okay, hold on. Okay, what just happened here? Let's see it. So he goes in, and then he just walks into tower. That was interesting. I can only assume that was a lag spike or something, because that was interesting, to say the least. All right, first tower still up. Ooh. Azir kind of able to catch out Vlad here, but he's fine. That's just a beer league fearless play. It was pretty fearless, I'll give you that. It was pretty fearless. And Sion, get this tower, get this tower, get this tower, get this tower, get feature strength for your team. Come on. Come on, Mr. Cookie. Time's of the essence. Come on, do it. Do it. Attaboy. Don't know why Ornn left the lane and let that happen, but there you go. Got to be very aware about that first tower in this situation. Yeah, just let him get it for free. Gold lead, or gold, dead even at the moment. But big objective lead for PFT right now. Oh, and I just realized that he's going with the Eldiverse and he only just now got his tier, so it's going to take forever for this to stack. Varus tends to stack tier pretty slowly anyway, and now he just now got it. It's going to be ages before that's ready to go. I assume he just won't even get mana moon. He'll just leave it on tier. Then, yeah. Ooh, I don't know if I bring out here. Poppy's in the front, but she's taking all the CC, and now the Jax is jumping in, and he's able to get onto the Draven all by himself. Is Draven able to escape? Just barely. Draven's able to get out thanks to his team turning on the Jax. And now the rest of the fight is on. Poppy somehow also managed to escape with 0 HP, and all the beefy boys are going at it. Somehow lots of low health enemies here have to run. Ooh, nice flash by Chaos there to finish off the, or by Chaos to finish off the Draven. And then Sion able to escape as well. All right, so let's go ahead and see this whole crazy team fight again, because this was wild. Okay. So Poppy is here. Oh, they go in at the beginning on Draven, and ooh, Poppy tries to ult the Sion, but Sion goes unstoppable thanks to his ultimate and doesn't get knocked back. And then the dive goes in earnest on the Draven, but he can't get him. But 3-man knockback by the Azir ultimate, and that buys enough time for him and his carry to do a lot of damage. Plus Ornn in the front, just kind of DPSing everybody trying to ignore him, but you can't ignore an Ornn. Wow. That was kind of a cool play for the Sion to ult to dodge the Poppy ult. Pretty smart. Good play by Mr. Cookie, but in the end, the play does go well for LG. LG gonna go ahead and move on to the dragon here. That Azir's pumping out damage. That's why they won that fight. Like, he was just pumping out the deeps. Much stronger than Vladimir at this moment in time. Okay, move fast forward just a little bit. I guess I can fast forward as much as I want since this is technically a game that's already over, but I will not. Just to make up for the recent rewind time. And then a Varus ult is going to go in on the Draven, and Rakan stays close enough. He's getting snared too, and that buys enough time for Azir to get here and do the Azir insect play, double on both the bot laners. So now Sion and Volibear are here, and they are going to maul this poor Azir. And now the rest of the team is here to try to help, but these tanky boys are just going to go in hard, and Vlad's going in, pulling on him, giving him the suck, and he's going to get both of them under their tower. Now Jax is here, going to try to salvage the situation, but this is a bad idea, my friend. I mean, maybe he gets one here if he's lucky, but he does not, and that's going to be a triple kill for the Vlad, and that's really not what you want. If this Vlad had a really rough start, but if he gets force-fed a bunch of gold and an EXP like this, the game's going to get way more difficult. You know, great play by PFT, kind of baiting here in the middle and then having the rest of the squad show up. And so far, really not a great answers for this this Sion Volibear front line that PFT has. Again, I've talked about it a bunch already, but the lethality Varus really just does not pull his weight in terms of damage against this front line. So Azir's going to have to put in some overtime work for this game to be winnable for them. Alright. And PFT gonna go ahead and start this Otacon, but I don't think you want to start this Otacon with this Fed Azir right there. This is gonna shred your MR and he'll burst the crap out of you. Although, the job of Vlad pushing him back for the moment at least. Well, they're gonna go in and Jax is gonna land the stun on Volibear. Volibear not able to actually start using his abilities and start tanking up the fight, so he's gonna go down, and now Sion is here, but it's a little late. Yeah, both the carries for PFT are finally here as Jax finally goes down, but now they got the big Azir and the Ornn to deal with, and I don't know if they're going to be able to. And they are not. The Ornn is still full health. Okay, I definitely did go back, because I got very confused on what was happening in this fight. Okay. Was taking too much attention to the side. So they go in here. So Vlad goes and pushes out him. Okay. And then lands the Varus ulti on the Volibear into the Poppy stun, into the Jax stun. Okay, so he just gets like repeatedly hard CC'd and blast before he can do anything. And then now Sion is here, and Vlad just running past the chaos to go ahead and take out the AD carry, and now he's going to turn on the rest of the team. And the Ornn ulti is here, and he is going to land it this time. Unfortunately, it's not going to hit anybody because of the Vlad pool. And now they're just trying to kite away from this very healthy Ornn still, but in the end, he's the only one left. Oh, did Azir steal it as well? Oh yeah, he did. He did indeed steal the Otacon, so there you go. Well played to Azir there to do a bunch of damage and find a way to steal the objective. And then we got what we all tuned in for, tank combat. It doesn't quite have the rhythmic part to it as much as supportal combat, but tank combat's still pretty fun. Dragon is coming up here. Oh, wow. Does Rod of Ages really only give 450 health now instead of 600? Oh, interesting. They nerf the amount of health it gives. I never knew that. All right. PFT's going to go ahead and move in on the Dragon. That's going to stop the pop. Can't stop the Poppy, or cancel the Poppy ult, so it doesn't do anything. But then the Sion ult tries to catch her out, but misses. Now the triple Ornn ult comes in. And now the Volibear and the Jax able to jump into the pit and steal the Dragon, and now the rest of the fight's breaking out in earnest, but Draven is stuck 1v1 with this Ornn, which is really not what you want, and now Azir's on the side, but he's going to find the Draven, and Draven, he's going to have to back up a little bit and let Ornn do his business, and the rest of LG is going to swoop in and finish off the Draven. Woo! 2 objective steals in a row for LG. All right. Very fun fight. Yeah, I never knew they nerfed the health of Rod of Ages. Interesting. Did they nerf the AP too? I think it used to be 4 AP per level, per rank instead of 3, right? It used to be, what does it used to be, like 15, 4? And now it's 10, 23? I don't know. I don't bail Roa. I'm not cringe. But I know that's different. I just don't remember exactly what it was before. Okay. LG kind of starting to pull up, feel like they're getting the momentum on their side this game with the 2 big objective steals and getting the gold lead as well. But game's still very winnable for PFT here. They have a very big Vlad. Draven's still a Draven. You know, Scion and Volibear are still huge, so we shall see. We just need Volibear to not get CC chain so that he can actually do what he's supposed to do. Because Volibear's not really naturally tanky. He needs to spam the W and the E to be tanky with all the shields and heals. Oh. And LG actually starts the Baron, but that baits in the TP. And here we go. And Orange is going to go ahead and ulti. He's going to get a nice 3-man ulti here, but ooh, and then Jax is going to be able to get the double stun as well. And a very split PFT team. And Draven just has to bail because his front line is completely dead. Great play by Ornn there, TPing in and using the speed boost from the TP to get the angle for the ulti. Well played to him. Good job, Mr. Caress. Great macro! If he hasn't liked it, I've been criticizing his macro all season. But hey, on that one, I will give him credit. That was a great macro play. That 40%, what is it? Yeah, 50% move speed for 4 seconds after TPing, that was huge. That's why that whole play worked. So, well done to Mr. Caress. And LG's going to go ahead and grab the Baron, and now it kind of feels like they're running away with the game. Poppy's going to go ahead and try to solo kill this Draven, on which honestly she probably can. Oh, not quite. Very close. But Jax is... Oh, no. Okay. Almost had enough. The tower intervened. Ooh, hold on. I wasn't paying attention to what happened here. Ooh, and Azir is just way too far behind the tower without backup, and they get engaged on him and he dies. Yep, don't get to do what you're doing here without frontliners behind you to help you out if they try to go on you. Yep. Got a little too cute. Gives up a shutdown to the Vladimir. Again, not what you want. All right, and then they're going to chase down the Ornn as well for the next 10,000 years. See if they can eventually chop down this tree. And indeed they will. I do find it amusing that Ornn built Heartsteel, but Scion did not. I would have guessed it would be the other way, but I mean, he's been stacking that Heartsteel quite a bit. You understand? He's, you know, so it's looking like a solid purchase for him. Okay. Upgraded items are starting to come in across the board for the Ornn, so those are nice extra bits of power for Team LG. Oh my god. And as usual, as I'm talking about stuff that doesn't matter, another play happens. Oh, and Vladimir just goes too deep in the jungle by himself, and he is going to die for this, I assume, right? Or is it... No, he is going to die for this. And now the rest of his team's backing up, so Jax is just going to keep going. A little Ducky probably just needed to ult out for his safety, but in the end he tries to stay in spot and do the damage, and now move. Rakan's going to go in as well and try to help, but it's too little too late. And it's basically just 3 picks in a row for LG. Now that will very easily secure this dragon for them. Plus their 5.5k gold lead they're about to have. Poppy getting into shenanigans here in the enemy jungle, looking for a play here with Azir, I think. Trying to, but not quite able to land any stun or anything. think they probably just want to abort this play. Indeed they will. Just tower, but hard to siege into with a tanky Scion with this thing, Titanic Hydra. Well, they actually are going to back off the tower, which I don't think they need to. And meanwhile, Luke kind of giving them the business over here on the side, going in for the 1v2 on the enemy bot lane, because Jax is a pretty beefy boy at this point, and it's... Ooh, ends up having to pop the Zhonya's, but... Ooh, mistimes the Scion Q, not able to land it, and that's going to actually probably save Jax. Let him keep fighting for quite a while longer. He does eventually go down, but that fight, he should have died a lot sooner than he did. Ooh, and Vlad's going to go for the flash ulti on the Varus, and that will kill him. Unfortunately, missed the poppy, so she's going to escape. Very nice ulti there by the Azir, and then the flash over the wall by the Rakan for some reason. It goes down as well. And Azir able to get a double kill and escape. Okay. It looks like we got a bit of a long one on our hands for a game. About 3k gold lead here, but still could go either way. Especially with this Vlad really hitting that late game stride up to 600 AP. I'd really like to see him upgrade his boots. Getting that extra move speed and ability haste on Vlad is huge. So spend the 500 gold. Promise it's more worth it than this Amp Tome. And Baron is coming up here. No real vision on it for PFT. Well, I guess they got the one there, but it's going to get cleared. No science here in the bot lane, but there's really no reason to be here. Like, there's no towers to push, so I don't like that he's not here right now, because he's just looking for a chance for your team to get picked. And Chaos ends up getting engaged on a little bit by Hazanu, so he should be fine. And now Sion's going to TP in, and he's going to have to actually immediately run afterwards. And they're going to go ahead and go in on the Vlad, able to pop his pool, but that's a big cooldown to lose so early on. And now he's going to try to fight his best, but Draven is not here, so they're missing a lot of their damage here. And the big tanky front line for LG just keeps going and going like an Energizer Bunny. And yeah, now the front line for PFT trying to just get their team out of here. Maybe slowly fight it out, but I just don't have the damage to hold here. Stono Tekken. Timo O Legend. Bruh Moment 47. Bro, what happened to Anime LOL 47? You have two different Twitch accounts? Or is it, or was there not another anime? Was there not an Anime LOL one? No, there was no. He was in the chat with a different account earlier, so he must just be a different person. Okay, fair play. All right, and all right, hold on. Interestingly, sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. I was busy paying attention to the chat. Very strangely, LG does not go for Baron here, even though they have two people down. They decided to just back off for some reason. Not sure why, and they decided to go for the Dragon instead, which I guess is fair. It is their Dragon Soul, but they're very out of sync at the moment. Luke's going to get here first, and he's going to have to hop out. And unfortunately, at the same time, Poppy hops in, and now she's kind of stuck at the team. And Vlad's not really losing the picture, and he tries to go for the Azir, and it gets absolutely destroyed. Bruh, moment likes to play Timo and Heimer. Oh, it's Bernie. Got it. Got it. Welcome to the stream, Bernie. And LG does indeed get the Infernal Soul. Now they're going to move right onto this Baron. Would have preferred they have done this first and then gone for the Dragon Soul, but I guess the order doesn't matter that much as long as you get both of them. And PFT really not in any position to try to contest this. They're not even going to attempt it. That will be a Baron for LG, about 7k gold lead. All the Ornaments coming in. Yeah, I think this might be it. No armor pen on the, or no armor pen item for Draven, which is illegal. You need it to kill this Ornn. And the Poppy, but he does not have it. And yeah, a bit of a fight working out here before the actual base, which is not what you want. Your PFT, make them dive you. But Sion's gonna kind of get caught out here. Ooh, and then nice flash stun over the wall by the Poppy, and they're just gonna keep going. Manly Poppy! Drew Hernandez teaches you how to play Poppy. However, he gets flashed on by the Vlad and goes down. But now the rest of the Volibear's gonna try to go in, but Azir still has the ulti, and Vlad's gonna go down, and this should be game one here in favor of LG. So well played to them. Very close game back and forth, but in the end, LG started to pull away. And yeah, that was it. All right. Let me go ahead and see what game 2 is up to. All right, hold on just a second here. Let me put up my spoiler block here while I figure out what the sitch is. Why is Eric messaging? But what do you want? Okay. Okie dokie. So we'll pull up the draft here for game 2, and we'll open up the game as well. All right. So go ahead and talk about the draft here. Teams are keeping the same sides. And we'll go ahead and give LG their... Oh, no, hold on. I haven't changed the... Oh, I did change the draft. Okay. So go ahead and give LG their 1 win. And then we'll go ahead and take a look here. Looks like very similar bans to last game. So the team's pretty happy with what they banned. It's going to be the Seraphine first pick lock-in for LG, which is interesting. Can play that either support or bot lane. So I like that as an early pick. And then they're going to go with Amelia Mel in response. Mel, again, can be played bot or mid. I'm assuming bot based on the casted later, but we didn't know that at the time. And then Corki pick for LG. So that pretty much confirms it will be a Seraphine support and a Zyra jungle by the looks of things. Although I guess they still need a mid laner as well. I don't know. I'm very interested because they got an interesting team comp here for LG. So I'll be interested to see how they actually line up when they get into the game. Then PFT going to lock in the Kayn against the 3 squishes they see. Presumably this will end up being a blue Kayn. And then some top laner jungle bans, blah, 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 blah. Garen top lane, blind pick. It's going to be into an Ambessa, presumably. And then Pantheon, maybe Pantheon jungle, Zyra mid. Maybe Corki mid and Zyra support. It could really be both. But presumably this is Pantheon jungle. And then PFT with the flash pick Kassadin. So very interesting to pick that when you have multiple potential AD mid laners you could be against. You could be against Corki and you could be against Pantheon. So I don't like picking this. Because even if they were planning to go somewhere else, they might swap it just to dump on you. Because Pantheon and Corki both destroy Kassadin. So, so we'll see how that pick goes for them. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into it. And here we go. Oh, it will indeed be Corki mid for LG. And then the Seraphine Zyra bot lane and Pantheon jungle. So there you go. Let's see Stone co-cast this one. Hey, if you can bully him into it, go for it.
Welcome
Oh yeah, Corky versus Kassadin, double tier start in mid, which is cringe, but that is going to be rough for the Kassadin. Corky's already pretty nasty early game. Kassadin is super duper weak, so I imagine that lane will be rough. The rest of the stuff, rest of the lanes, rest of the runes, everything looks pretty standard. I still don't like Conqueror on Pantheon Jungle, but I think it's fine. Yeah, interesting. No TP for the Seraphine has opted for the exhaust instead. Oh, do I? Oh, oh my goodness, I have the wrong overlay on. My apologies. Thank you for that, Mr. JTOS. I would have noticed eventually. Yeah, the Seraphine opting for the exhaust against Kassadin and Kayn, which is a good call. I agree with that. Because you're gonna have two assassins to deal with later on in the game. I think that's more. The exhaust is more worthwhile than the TP here. Whereas Mel's goes for TP, which I think is also fine. Mel tends to be pretty mana hungry, so Corky going for a little bit of shenanigans here, level 1, but should be fine. He ended up coming out ahead of it more than anything. And I agree, Jeff. PFT scaling is pretty good here, but it could be rough getting there. You know, Bessa versus Garen in the top lane. I don't know how that matchup goes. I really could see it going either way, so I simply don't know. Also, I don't really know how well to read Garen these days because they've changed him quite a bit in recent days, so I don't know how strong he is necessarily. Kayn gonna go ahead and be cheeky. He's gonna take his raptors and immediately go over to the other side of the jungle. And they did have a ward on it, but did they realize that he actually did that? Because Pantheon is showing no signs of moving to his jungle. So let's see if he decides to opts to go there after these raptors here. And he indeed will. So he does know that his top side is being taken. Very good. A lot of early jungle shenanigans. Ooh, and then early gank there in the top lane. Interesting he would gank top early when he's going for blue Kayn, but and JTOS is Chaos. Okay, so he played in this game, so a little bit of spoilers, I suppose, but Seraphine into Mel is rough, and I ain't casting shit. True. That's why Slamming is my captain, so we would have casting covered. That is true. And then it turns out there wasn't even a casting requirement, so now you just had to play with me for my stunning personality. Oops. Terrible miscalculation on your part there. Ooh, and that will indeed be first blood over to the Corky. Just does way too much damage for Kassadin to deal with early game. That is tough. Oh, very, very aggressive Kassadin runes too. No D shield, no second wind. I got you, L. That is true. That is true. That is true. And yeah, no wonder he got beat so badly. He's got no extra sustain in his runes or his items. Okay. And then all in coming out here in the bot lane. Zyra has to back off. Corky with the early Sheen buy, that is gonna hurt. And yeah, Chaos is just going to immediately jump over the wave and give him the business. Corky's E does like 1 billion damage, alright? Shredding up to 12 armor and MR, yeah, so he just turns the E on and walks you down the lane with the auto passive as well. Alright. Yep, that Corky damage is nutty. doing a bit of an invading here, but he's going to get caught up by the captain. He's now level 6. They should have the damage to finish him here. Pantheon doing a holding splash for a long time, and Lil Ducky goes a little crazy trying to get the kill and not able to make it happen. They do eventually get Chaos here. Window Licker, ooh, able to get the final auto off with the Mel passive stacks to get the kill. 2-2, close game here so far. Kane looking for a ganker in the bot lane. His Emilio's really low here, so this is basically just a 2v2. Hernandez teaches, however, no sums is going to get, or no flash is going to get caught out here. Very nice reflect by the Mel is going to go ahead and slow the Seraphine, but in the end, ooh, has to dodge that E. That would have been enough to stack her up and get an auto for the kill. So, good flash there by Whaps. Ooh, hold on. And then I'm busy not paying enough attention here. But jumps on the Corki. Caston can start to fight back a bit in this matchup now. He has Catalyst and ulti. Ooh, and I feel like Caston falling into an extremely obvious bait here, although he decides to take the bait and get the kill. So in the end, I think Corki was the one who got baited by having his jungler there. So well played by the Cassidon to get the kill and get out. Bit of a fight here in the jungle. Both bot laners rotating up. Hernandez needs to get there first. Did he not have E? Hernandez teaches, bro. Where's the E? Why are you not Eing the Kane? You have it. You have the E. Hernandez, why? Why did you E the Kane? He was super duped. Ah! Hernandez teaches. More like Hernandez fucking. No, I'm just kidding. Don't know why he didn't use E there. Maybe he was worried about getting jumped on afterwards. But in the end, the Kane escapes undeservedly. It was out of range. It absolutely was not. Nope, nope, nope. You're gonna argue with me? We're gonna go back. There is no universe in which this is out of range, bro. No universe this is out of range. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is out of range. I played Zyra. I know what the range is. I was going to let it go, but you had to try to defend a stone, and now I got to put him on blast. It was on CD. Nice try. I checked that too. It was, in fact, not on CD. They are going to end up getting this dragon out of it, though. So, even though they didn't get the kill, they do get the pressure. So, first dragon over 4. LG. Is Mr. Cookie maxing his Q first? He is indeed. Well, there you go. That's how you could tell I've played a lot of Garen. I could tell without even looking, just by that damage, that was a Q max. Looked kind of range out of me, not gonna lie. I think I figured out why you're so bad at Zyra. Jeff, there you go. Pantheon ult into the mid lane, but Cassidon backed way off, so in the end, nothing really came of it. Don't know why you would ult there. Even if he was in the spot you wanted, he would just walk away. I'm not sure why he ulted there. Now they're going to jump on him here, but they don't quite have the damage. And now Garen is here, and Garen has flash, and he's going to flash on the Corki, and he's going to get the ult off, and that's going to be the Demacia Justice for the Corki. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a Kayn gank breaks out, trying desperately to get those blue stacks, and this is the best place to get them. They're going to go ahead and go on the Zyra, who does have flash now. Ooh, able to land the root on Seraphine, and that's going to get enough stacks for the Mel ulti. She's going to go down, and then does the Mel have the Q damage to finish her off? And yes, she does. So that will be a double kill for the Mel in the bot lane, and a kill for the Garen in the mid lane. But good roam by Mr. Cookie. I was worried that Nerf ulti might not have quite enough damage to finish him off, but it did. So well played to Mr. Cookie there. Meanwhile, All-In's going to go on the other side. It's going to chunk Mr. Cookie really hard, but I think you're fine with that, to be honest. You just let your passive kick in and regen it back, unless you stand and take a bunch of damage for no reason. LG going to go ahead and grab the Void Grips here. Kill score 2-7 so far. Very nice early lead for PFT, which is not what you want when they have the scaling team comp. So we'll see if LG can find a way to turn this one around. But so far, great job for PFT. Even, losing the objective sucks, but when you have a comp like this, I think getting gold lead is more important. The camera really wants to follow bot lane for some reason, even though there's literally a gank happening in the top lane right now. Lil Ducky's going to go ahead and do a little drive-by gank on the top lane, and that does give him enough essence to go ahead and give him blue form, so he's going to go back and get it. I'm gonna go ahead and go for a trade on Corki. I feel like if you're Corki, you just go for the all-in here. I think you just beat him. I mean, Pandan was there to flash stun too, but I don't even think he needed to. I think Corki just wins that straight up if they just fight to the death. Corki's got that Triforce. He does a lot of damage, but Luke does show up with the flash stun and the burst just in case. That's gonna be a nice shutdown for the Pantheon. Pantheon asserting dominance by clearing this ward. He's going to go on the... ooh, very nice Seraphine ulti. Fortunately, Mel doesn't quite reflect it in time. It's going to go through and hit their whole team there. And now LG just has to try to find a way to clean up these kills, but they're kind of getting kited out right now, and Chaos is kind of trolling. He does get first tower, so that's good, but he really should be coming down to this plane, help him clean up these kills. All right, so let's go ahead and see this play. So he just goes in on Milio, does a bunch of damage, dodges the Mel reflect, and Kayn goes on the Seraphine, doesn't quite have the damage, and then the Mel reflect just a little too late to reflect the Seraphine ulti. Ends up hitting all three. And yeah, and Pantheon kind of stranded in no man's land here with multiple forms of CC on all directions. He ends up taking just enough stacks for Mel to execute him. Okay. So, despite the rough start to the fight, PFT still manages to come out ahead. Chaos definitely should have roamed down to it in that case. It was great that he got first tower. And does anyone have feats yet? I guess no, it wouldn't be. It'll come down, once again, come down to whoever gets first tower. PFT gonna go ahead and grab the dragon here. Only about a 1k gold lead for them. Mr. Cookie is getting a little too cute under the tower without his ulti, and he's going to get ganked by the Pantheon. I'm going to pan away from that. Just gonna hear Gatling gun sounds in mid lane the rest of the game now. Got it. We're coming in for a bit of a double assassin flank on the Corki, but he does a lot of damage. He ends up turning it on the Kassadin. And now the rest of LG is here to help out. And Kane is going to get the Zyra, but he's going to go down in return. So yeah, ideally when you your two assassins go in on the AD carry dies, but he did not. Corki already's got his tier fully stacked. He should have Mira mana next time he ups to back. Is LG gonna go for this Rift Hill? And they will get it. And that will secure them the feat of feat of monster slaying. And therefore the feats of strength as well, I believe. Because they also got first tower. It's just no one on their team has tier 2 boots yet. Alright, Pantheon's gonna ult right on top of the Mel's face. Mel trying to stall with her debut, but ends up not really using it on anything particular. It ends up going down. And Emilio trying to help out is going to get caught down as well. It's going to be a double kill for the Seraphine. Caster missed top die, did I? Oh, there was a solo kill on the top lane, you're right. All right, let's see what happens here. Nice setup, plus House of Rome by Chaos. There you go. You're correct. I did indeed miss it. And of course, Chaos wanted me to see it because it was his Rome that did it. So he wanted to make sure that everybody knew he was the one. Fair enough. I flame rent it when he misses my solo kills as well during my cast, so I get it. I had to hard flame after last cast because he missed me solo killing the set twice on Yasuo. I hurt my soul. Chaos trying to pressure this tower. Unfortunately, I think he's about to have a highlight that he doesn't want to have. He's going to go in and he's going to go down. And not quite able to take down the Kassadin either, so there we go. Got to cast the good and the bad, right, Chaos? Ooh. Wait, hold it. Is that how that works? Okay, so normally the way Seraphine's E works is that if you E them, if you hit a target that's slowed with your E, it roots them. But she just reflected this. Did it reflect both of them? Is that how that works? Hold on. He got caught and died. Don't worry about it. So it just reflects both projectiles. Interesting. It's not a one projectile limit on the reflection, so it just reflects both. I never knew that. Interesting. I guess if it lasts long enough for both projectiles, it'll reflect both. Fair enough. Good to know. Maybe because it's one spell. I think it's just because they both. I think it's just because they both hit in the 0.75 seconds that the damage block lasts. I guess reflects everything from the duration. It's just usually you don't get hit by multiple things in less than 1 second, but in that situation it did. So there you go. Now, I know that a lot of Mel's build Shadow Flame. Does Shadow Flame like actually do anything? Because like with like her stored damage and stuff, like does it count it as 20% extra because of the Shadow Flame passive? Is that a thing? Like it's an item that makes sense on her in theory, but I don't know if the way her kit works in practice actually works that way. I'm just curious about that. Mel's passive is very weird conceptually, and I know it accounts for Magic Pen, but I don't know if it counts for Shadowland passive. And they didn't account for them being in that bush, and that is going to be a kill on the Mbessa. It's tough. However, I think they're going to give up Dragon by doing that, I think. Unless they could really boogie down here fast. No Hex Gates for them this game, unfortunately. LG's going to go ahead and hop right on it. Not great vision here. They're going to try to approach, but well, they're not actually doing it very fast. Lying in the bush here. Unfortunately, Amelia is going to walk right into it. Not going to get one shot, though, so that's good. And Kane taking 1 billion damage and has to run, and now Cassidy is here, gets hit by the Seraphine ulti, and then Focus, he's going to go down before he has a chance to take down anybody, and Mel does a lot of damage, but not enough to actually finish anybody off. And now the rest of the fight breaks out. LG is able to go ahead and secure the Dragon. King manages to come back and get his ulti off on the Seraphine, but is going to go down without taking her down. And now Luke trying his best to salvage his play, but he is just one man. Well, okay, plus the 2 other guys that weren't in the play. But in the end, he has to... Ooh, Milio, very lucky that Q didn't hit. He would have died. They're going to go in and finish off the Mel, but he's going to get killed in return by the Milio. Very messy fight, but in the end, LG does get the Dragon. It looks like we're going to see Rylai second for Seraphine, which I normally don't like when she's APC rather than support, but her team already has a ton of damage, so I think going utility at him second in this situation is fine, even though she's the carry. So, carry on. We're going to get a bit of an ambush here on the Garen on the side. Are they going to be able to finish him off? Indeed they will. Nice spear by Mr. Cookie, and now King coming down the side trying to punish. Hernandez Teach is not quite able to get him. Okay. All right. Both teams kind of converging on the Dragon here, but Caressa's not here. He does have TP, but doesn't really have a particularly great place to TP to at the moment. And he's actually just going to walk over while his team kind of pushes him towards mid lane, which I think is a great play. They're going to catch out Cassidy here. And Mess is going to land the ulti on Cassidy, but I don't think they have the damage to actually finish him off, and they do not. Ooh, nice job shooting the Seraphine ulti through the Corki to get a bit more range, but unfortunately still doesn't hit anybody. And now Kane is just kind of separated from his team here, and he's going to have to book it, but he's blue Kane, so he should be fine. Pretty close game here, about 1.5k gold lead here for LG. He's going to get chased, and he's going to get caught. Well, keyword was should. He does indeed still end up getting caught and dying. I do like the Serpent's Fang second because they have a lot of shields, but that does make you very squishy as a Kane, so you have to be very careful about the fights you take with that build. PFT is going to find a bell here. Very nice reflect. Wait, hold on. Was that a reflect? Hold on. Oh, no, I think that was just her E, right? She reflected something. Oh, she so just reflected Seraphine E and her own E, and it turns it around on the Zyro, who gets one shot. Now the fight's going to break out. Mr. Cookie here. Mr. Cookie not doing a lot of damage, but does buy time for Cassidy to get in and finish off the Seraphine. I would much prefer if they turned on this Mbessa, but they do end up getting the Pantheon, and they have to try to find a way to get out from this extremely strong Corki, and they will not. The Corki with the Infinity Edge doing the big damage now. Those autos doing an extra 54 to 117 true damage. Second out of Death Stance on Garen, which is interesting. That's gonna be a bit of a power drop, I think. I mean, 60 AD is still pretty good, and the ability is nice. His E cooldown will be up pretty much constantly because of all that ability haste he has. I just realized this is a Triforce Garen. Okay. Not the typical Starbreaker Garen. This is a Triforce Garen. Okay. Very interesting. Definitely would not have done that in this game. I think the slow would be really helpful against all these ranged champions that are trying to cut you out. But it's not my build. He went for Death Stance Triforce. Okay, then. team's trying to position for this Otacon here. I would really like to see Kassadin have a sweeper at this point, just so he can make sure he isn't seen when looking for these flank plays. At this point in the game, definitely want it. All right, he's good. If I can get caught clearing this ward, he will get landed by the Xyrus there. He is going to be able to get out, but he loses the majority of his HP while doing it, which is not ideal. Dragon is up. Case is off here on the side. He knows he's not seen because of the pink ward. So I'm looking for some sneaky flank plays, which is not what I want my Fed ADC to be doing, but it is what he's doing nonetheless. And Kane's going to see an opportunity to go in on the Zyra, and he's going to take it, and he's going to get her. So good awareness by him to see that was an opportunity and then get out. Good job to Lil Ducky. Ooh, and then Corky's going to find Kassadin here, and I think Corky with the crit just out-damages him at this point. But Kane's going to come in and say, I want a piece of that action. But he used up all the cooldowns getting close, and then Corky absolutely blows him away. Let's go ahead and see that again, because that was rough to watch. Yeah, so he has no cooldowns left except autos, and Corky just kills him from 80 HP in the time it takes Kane before Kane's third auto comes through. So that's the Corky damage for you. Give him a little bit of time to fire away, and he's going to kill you, even with no health left. So great play by Chaos on that one. He kind of got caught out, but at least he turned the fight. Now his team can go ahead and try to do the dragon here. They will indeed get it. You would tell that Mr. Chaos would do well if he lived in Florida, because he stood his ground against that Kane for sure. Well done to him. Made a big difference on that play. I don't think their team would do dragon if the Kane was still alive. Where is Eric? Why isn't he trolling me in chat? I'm sad. He left. It was bad. That or he's here and just being quiet, which is worse. Ooh, and they're gonna get a catch out here on Chaos. Again, just kind of pushing the side with no towers against these two very mobile assassins. And then it's going down. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be side landing as Corky at this point if you can help it. You're just too vulnerable against these late game. You know, Kassadin's got level 16. He's got the 3 items. He is officially online and ready to go. And they actually have a gold lead as well, so I think PFT is in a very good spot, even though their opponent is on soul point. Yeah, I feel like you would really want the Strawberry against Ambessa too. I feel like it's really hard to stay on her if you don't have it that slow. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't get the Triforce. I know that Triforce Garen was a thing in the past. I can still see some situations where you might want to do it, but definitely not here. And Kassadin is going to go ahead and kind of get caught out here, but I think he should be fine with that super low cooldown on his ulti at this point. And he is indeed fine, and the Goon Squad shows up to help. Ooh. Nice flashes to avoid the Seraphine ulti. Now he's going back in. I don't know if I like going back in when he's that low, but ends up doing just fine. And there, Garen's going to go ahead and execute the Pantheon. And meanwhile, Mel fights off the Zyra on the side. And that's going to be Otacon over for PFT. I want to see more boot upgrades here from LG. 3 boots still not upgraded. Especially egregious on these tankier characters because they get more value from it. Get that upgraded Merc Treads, boys. Your Corky's got it. He understands the assignment. Get that magic damage shield. TP by Garen here. I'm not sure why he did that. Pantheon gonna go in, but nice peel by the Seraphine. Counter-engage it now. PFT's kind of just losing all their HP here, and now Mel's gonna get caught out. Pantheon on the side, nice reflect, but, ooh. And then Kayn able to swerve around and finish off Seraphine, but that does kind of leave Mel to her death, which I think he kind of had to do. I don't think he could have saved her. And now Kassadin is here, but he had a nice ambush there, but he decides to bail instead, and now Pantheon's just going to keep pushing forward. And without your strong bot lane carry, I can see why you don't want to do this. Kassadin goes in, but he's not that tanky yet, so he ends up going down. Ooh, and then Kayn goes in as well, but he also ends up going down. And now Garen is finally here. Ulti not quite enough to finish him off. And LGs is going to go ahead and lick their wounds and get out of here. Barely survived that scrape. But now they should be in a great position to go ahead and get Dragon Soul here for themselves. Cloud Soul, always very nice. Probably not amazing on this team in particular, but you'll still take it if only for the passive move speed. And getting Soul, because Soul's always a good for morale, even if it doesn't make a huge difference in terms of actual combat. Still, PFT up about 2.5K here. So very much still winnable for them. Going for the Frozen Heart next item for Kassadin. I actually don't like this. I get why he wants to be tankier, but I think I'd much rather see just more like a Zanya's or something rather than Frozen Heart. I think Zanya's would get you more survival. I think the active from Zanya's will get you more survivability than the extra stats from Frozen Heart. Although admittedly Zanya is a much more expensive item. But I digress. You kind of need this Kassadin pick to justify itself late game, which means you need to be able to survive. So get your death cap, get your Zanyas, and one shot all these squishy carries here on Team LG. And very interesting that Kayn has gone for the crit item, Mortal Reminder, I guess because he feels like he needs the Grievous Wounds, but I feel like they don't need it that much. Very interesting that he went for that instead of Serelda's. They don't have that much healing, do they? Yeah, not that much. Basically just a bit of Pantheon, bit from Seraphine. I feel like you really don't need the Grievous Wounds. I don't know why he went this. And Garen, taking my advice, he decides to go for the Strikebreaker. He'll go to third. Ooh, going to be a nice ulti by Pantheon here. Should be a catch on the Milio. Ooh, nice reflect by the Mel, but unfortunately I think it's going to be futile, and indeed it will. And you can't just be standing around in mid for an extended period of time when they have a Pantheon this late at this point in the game. You're just going to get ulted on. And that is indeed what happens. And they're going to rotate top lane on this Garen. Can Garen finish off Ambessa before her team gets here? No, she cannot. The shield comes through just in time. And meanwhile, in the bot lane, the two mid laners are fighting. Kassadin's going to go for it. He just does not have quite the burst to actually make this happen. Oh, and he misses the Rift Walk. Oh, no. I think that would have been the difference. Yeah, he just misses one Rift Walk and ends up going down. So well played by Chaos. Yeah, well played by Chaos there for sure. So I don't understand going Conqueror on Kassadin if you're not gonna go this rune secondary, right? Oh, Hernandez Zyra gets caught up by the Kayn. Meanwhile, the LG is trying to do this Baron, but they do it really slowly because it's just the two of them. Anyway, back to what I was rambling about that I actually care about. I don't know why you would go Conqueror if you're just gonna go Red Tree secondary. Just go Electrocute at that point, you know. But maybe I don't know, like, I feel like Conqueror just doesn't do that much on Kassadin. It's just kind of the best option available. Now the rest of the LG is making their way over here for this Baron, but I don't know if they're going to be actually get in. Well, Garen's certainly going to try. Kassadin's going to try as well, and they're going in. And Seraphine goes in, but, ooh, wow, they're able to blast Garen before he's able to ult anyone. So that's really good for LG so far. Now Panthea's going to go ahead and flash stun. Not going to be able to finish everybody off, but Cassidy ends up following in afterwards and gets blasted. But now we got Kane and on the side. He just really can't get in. Okay, hold on. What? This fight was very strange. What happened here? Okay. So they're going up on the side. And Mel is here. How does Mel die? Is she the one that gets flash? No, she's not even the one that gets flash stunned by the Pantheon. How does she die? I guess she just gets. Oh, she gets Mbessa ulted and run down after Cassidy goes down. Got it. Tough. He planned to be a tanky cast, a fully used Conqueror. I mean, the logic is sound. It's not a good plan, but it is a plan. It is indeed a plan. That might be game, actually. Is LG going to be able to push down here? Kane's going to try to go make a big play, but in the end, he definitely should not have done that, because now they have no one to defend the base, except for Garen here, who, again, is just going to suffer the same fate, I think. If they had done this together, they might have stopped it. But wait a minute, his ult got canceled. What? That was interesting. Hold on. Hold it. Hold it! Does Garen's ult get canceled somehow? So he goes on Mbessa, and he E's, and he... I guess he just died before he used it. Okay, interesting. I could have sworn I saw the ult animation, but apparently not. And they are going to go ahead and, I assume, force him out of the base here. Yes. And yeah, I mean, look how much damage you're just not doing at this point, because you did that side build for Frozen Heart. You're just... Okay, interesting flash by Hernandez teaches there. He is going to go down. So you lose your mid inhib, but it's not and one of your towers, but it's not really that big a deal. And Elder's coming up here, and Baron is up as well. You need to make a play right now on one of these objectives. Like the fact that PFT is not doing Baron right this second is super grief. This is so free. Why are they not doing this? Why? I get that the Elder's up, but you're wasting so much time waiting for this Elder. You could have gotten the Baron and then pressured the Elder with Baron, but you wasted so much time that now you're not going to get Baron. I mean, maybe you could pressure Baron with the Elder, but you also have to worry about your base now. No one to tank it, really? I mean, let Cassidy tank it with his Prostar. I mean, it's good that they got the Elder, but they definitely should have gotten the Baron first and then played for Elder after, rather than just taking Elder. And I think because you have the macro pressure advantage from this mid lane and hit being down, I think you can kind of just stall out this Elder, because you really don't have to fight them, and I don't think they can force Baron before this Elder runs out. That is the downside of it. It doesn't last very long. And Kane's going to go for it. He's going to dive onto the Corki. Not going to get him. Plus, Corki has GA anyway, so this was an extremely, extremely bad play by the Kane. Okay, then. And now LG should be the ones resetting for this Baron immediately, but they are being very slow about it. Very slow about it. Caress still standing in the bot lane for some reason. I mean, I guess he has TP, so it's probably fine, but I would like Corki's here. Corki is where he's supposed to be. Why is his team not here with the Corki? Explain. And now he's going to end up going down, going to get caught out by the other team that actually rotated properly. Oh, and he is going to not only die, but lose his GA as well, so... LG doing a little bit of trolling. Like, yeah, Corki shouldn't be here without his team, but his team should have been here. Like, he came from the same place they did. They were late. He was on time. Now the Elder is out. Gonna look for more plays here for Cassidy. And he does have Death Cap now, so he's gonna do respectable damage. You don't want to be scrapping with the Pantheon though if you can help it. And now PFT is gonna go ahead and try to bum rush this Baron. Ooh, nice play by Mel, but they don't do it super fast because they don't have an 80 carry. And Cassidy is gonna go crazy over here. Very nice. Hold on. I accidentally put it in slow-mo. So turn back up here. So yeah, they're PFT a little bit split on what they want to be doing here. Mel is turning, which I think is fine. I don't like Cassidy trying to go in here. Yeah, because he's going to get stunned in the middle of them. He's going to get hit by Seraphine ulti, but so is the rest of LG. And that was the biggest Mel Reflect I've ever seen. And that's going to be 3 kills for PFT. And Lil Ducky has DC'd, but he's back just in time to not die. So that's unfortunate. That probably means they're not going to get Baron now because of that. But we'll see. Corky's going to make a valiant attempt to stop him. And Pantheon's going to ult in. And yeah, he is going to stop him because he's going to go down. And now they're going to have to bail on this Baron. No, they are, and Luke's going to just go ahead and turn. And no, he's going to keep going and let Corky secure it. And that was an extremely unfortunate disconnect by Luke or by Lil Ducky in that moment. That meant his team, he was too low to do Baron. He gets caught out, and that's going to be the end of the game. That's really rough. And it's really rough. Okay. Well, that is how our final series of the regular season ends. And this one did have playoff implications. So that will be LG taking the final playoff spot from bracket B. So well played to them. And that means our playoff matches are set for next week. It will be PB&J versus DQ and 2 versus LG. So look forward to that. And I obviously will not be casting one of them because I'm playing in it. But Captain, start getting your win teammates out and let's get these fearless playoffs started. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you guys sometime next week. Have a good night, everybody.